Well, here we are again. But today I'm going to teach you something a little different other than how to play a rock beat. And that's very important, and that's probably where you pretty much start. But let's talk about other styles of music. The particular style I'm going to talk about today, and it isn't really sort of that embraced by a lot of, I guess say, more rock orientated drummers, and that's jazz. Jazz is a pretty cool style of music. You can play it in a number of different ways, in a number of different fashions, with big band jazz, or the bop style of drumming. We've got just a few guys jamming out. And there are other styles as well, but the predominant one that I like to play, and I'll just show you, is sort of like more bop stuff. Or just how to generally just get started, really. Let's not worry about a style, let's just worry about how jazz sounds and how you go about getting it together. Because you probably hear in recording of a fantastic or great jazz drummer, Tony Williams and Buddy Rich, they come to mind straight away, and there's hundreds of other guys out there, Art Blakey and Papa Joe Jones. They're some of the greatest jazz drummers that ever lived, and also some of the greatest drummers for pure technique and musicianship alone. But how you get started? Right, let's cut to the chase straight away. Now, jazz is predominantly triplet based, okay? Now, you've probably heard this pattern in jazz if you've been listening to jazz. Now, that's not the only jazz ride pattern there is, but it's the main predominant one where it all started. So we're going to talk about that. And that's broken up like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now they're broken up triplets. Triplets counted like this when you have a whole set of them together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so what we're doing there was playing the first note of the first triplet, the first and the last of the second triplet, the first of the third triplet, and the first and last of the fourth triplet, bringing it back around to 1 if you're playing in that style. Now, you've also seen hi-hats being used quite a lot, okay? Now, in like normal, everyday, say, drumming, or rock drumming, you'll hear the snare drum on 2 and 4. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Well, get rid of that idea, and now replace it with the hi-hat. And that's going to sound like this. Now once you've got that basic pattern down, those two don't stop doing that in a basic jazz pattern, okay? Okay, just keep going. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, okay? So 2 and 4. Right, now, what we're going to do now, you may have heard the phrase comping. We're going to learn sort of how to do that, okay? Now, comping means to basically accompany another musician's piece to enhance their groove or enhance what they're playing on their instrument, saxophone, piano, guitar, trumpet. Not necessarily catching everything they play, but trying to enhance what they're playing. So that's like the basic fundamentals of comping, sort of like what that means. So what we'll do with the snare drum, okay, now you've probably seen a lot of guys holding the stick like this in jazz. Like I said before, there's many grips. This is one of them. I've shown you the matched grip like that. Well, we flick that around, stick it between those two fingers, your two fingers in the middle of your hand there, alright, like so, and then the thumb sort of goes over the top. and it slots through that gap. Now, you don't have to hold your stick like this, but for me, with some patterns, it's just a feel thing, and I feel comfortable playing it that way. If you want to play match grip, by all means play match grip. For me, this is a lighter touch, and if you're playing, you know, in a context where you can't really play, you know, very loud, or the song is quite a soft song, then this is the way to go. I find a lot of force, using more force with that, even though you can learn, you know, how to be delicate with that one. But for me, it's just a feel thing. Okay, anyway. Right, so what we want to do is we want to put the snare drum, this first pattern, on 1 and 3. So it's kind of before the hi-hat. And it goes like this. Now once you've got that down, play it slowly first. Play it to a metronome if you've got one. Very handy. If not, just practice that slowly at first. Now getting these two alone can be enough of a nightmare on its own. Let alone doing all those fancy patterns that you see all those guys do, and all those, you know, old footage you see. So once you've got that down and you've got your snare drum going on 1 and 3, we're going to change that now. We're going to put the snare drum on 2 and 4. Sort of like a bit of a backbeat. Now remember, don't hit things too hard. Okay, jazz is, you know. Learn how to use that right signal probably by loud notes, soft notes, dynamics, all that kind of stuff. You'll get used to that once you've learned how to get this basic thing going. Now what we can do is we can put those two together and put the snare drum on every beat. Okay. So once you've got that down, you're on your way. Now, there are other ways of doing the snare drum patterns. There are hundreds and thousands of patterns that you can learn. But, you know, that's for another time, and I hope you enjoyed just that, just getting that going. Have fun with that, and I'll speak to you soon.